Everyone knows the story of the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. He three-peated 2 times for 6 NBA championships, was a part of the '92 Dream Team, retired and came back to a disappointing time on the Wizards, and since then he's been running one of the largest shoe brands in the entire world, and has been an owner of the Charlotte Hornets. This is what's been in the spotlight, but there's a lot he's been doing outside of the spotlight too. You might have already heard about some of the things in this video, but you'll also probably learn something new. So let's take a look at where Michael Jordan is now since retiring in 2003 with the Wizards. After retiring with the Bulls in 1998, Michael Jordan became the president of basketball operations for the Wizards, and he was hoping to resume that spot after he retired from playing on the Wizards, but they weren't happy about the job he did back in 2000, so they fired him. MJ said if he knew he was going to lose that job after playing for the Wizards, he would have never played for them. So after he lost that job, he took some time away from the NBA and enjoyed spending most of his time playing in celebrity charity golf tournaments, promoting his Jordan brand, and riding motorcycles. In 2004, he even came up with Michael Jordan Motorsports. That was a motorcycle racing team that competed in the Premier Superbike Championship. In 2005, Michael Jordan held a basketball camp for a bunch of college players and OJ Mayo, who at the time was thought of as one of the best players in high school or college, and he was only in the 10th grade. They were playing 5-on-5 pickup games, and when Jordan joined the game, he guarded OJ, and he thought he had picked him because he was the weakest one on the team, so he started to trash talk Mike. Then a 45-year-old Michael Jordan went down the court and scored on him every time, driving past him for layups and stepping back for fadeaways, and said, "You might be the greatest high school player, but I'm the greatest ever." After that, Mike's time away from the NBA didn't last too long because in June 2006, Michael bought a minority stake in the Charlotte Bobcats and took over full control of basketball operations. Since he was doing his own thing with the Jordan brand, he specifically made sure that he didn't have to get involved with the Bobcats marketing campaigns. 6 months later, Michael Jordan and his then wife, Juanita Vonoy, would get divorced for the second and final time. Juanita received one of the biggest divorce settlements in history with $168 million. Michael Jordan's 2 sons both played basketball in college and graduated from the University of Central Florida. They never lived up to the expectations and never played in the NBA. In February 2010, MJ became the majority owner of the Bobcats, and Forbes said that between 2009 and 2010, Michael Jordan earned $55 million. Within that time, Michael was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, creating the Crying Jordan meme, and giving a speech thanking everyone who helped him and motivated him in his career. Surprisingly, even with all the money MJ made on and off the court, during the 2011 NBA lockout, Jordan led almost half the league's owners to try and bring the players' basketball-related income down from 57% to 47%. People called him a hypocrite for this, and the players and owners ended up settling at 51% for the players. Speaking of his time as an owner, Jordan hasn't been the best team owner by any means. He selected Kwame Brown back when he was in charge of the Wizards, and Adam Morrison with the 3rd overall pick back in the 2006 draft. Oh yeah, and he was the owner of the Bobcats team that went 7-59 during the lockout. It was the worst win percentage by any team in history. Jordan said it was very frustrating. Since the Bobcats and now Hornets were so bad, it led to Charles Barkley making fun of them and criticizing Michael Jordan for not doing a good job as an owner and surrounding himself with the right people. So Michael Jordan got mad at Charles Barkley back then, and they still don't speak or have a relationship to this day. Charles says he refuses to apologize for doing his job, but he's willing to work out the problems. I mean, I'm on Barkley's side for this one. Michael Jordan's gotten all the praise in the world for his entire career, and the one time he starts to do bad, he has a problem if someone talks about it. On a bright side though, in 2011, Michael Jordan proposed to his longtime girlfriend Yvette Prieto on Christmas, and they got married in 2013. In 2012, it was around this time that the rumors came up of Michael Jordan making another comeback to the NBA. Back during his Hall of Fame speech, he said, "Don't be surprised if you see me back on the court at 50. I'm not playing." So the rumors began. And the fact that MJ beat a 19-year-old Michael Kidd-Gilchrist in a one-on-one only fueled the rumor. But sadly, nothing ever came of it. To this day, people still say that at 53 years old, Michael Jordan could score 20 points a game in the NBA. In 2013, since there can't be 2 horrible team names in the NBA, once the New Orleans Hornets changed to the Pelicans, Jordan did the right thing and changed the Bobcats back to the Charlotte Hornets. The next year, 2014, was a great year for Jordan because although he had twin daughters at 51 years old, he made $100 million that year, more than he made in his entire playing career, and was officially named as the first ever NBA player to become a billionaire, and now owns almost 90% of the Hornets organization. Recently, he's finally slowly been turning things around with his team since the Hornets have started making runs in the playoffs. I mean, it's only taken him like 10 years, but at least they're on the right track now. In 2016, Michael Jordan was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by by Barack Obama. Obama said, "When somebody says that you're the Michael Jordan of something, everyone knows what they mean. They mean you're the best at it." So he received the medal because of how he inspired Obama during his life, and because he was the definition of excellence. Most recently, today, in 2017, Michael became part owner of the Miami Marlins and has a net worth of $1.3 billion. He's the third richest African American in the world, only behind Oprah Winfrey and Robert F. Smith. So now he spends most of his time with his family, helping his 3 older kids build their careers since they won't be playing basketball, building the Jordan brand, and being an owner of the Marlins and the Hornets. So it's safe to say that Michael Jordan's living a great life today as a billionaire. I know there's probably a lot of small details that got left out, but it would have been impossible to cover every small thing Jordan's done, so this was a broad look at where Michael Jordan's been since retiring and what he's up to today. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely comment and subscribe to let me know, and as always, comment who you'd like to see where they are now next.